Yeah. The Alpha Podcast is brought to you by Rich by Rick Ross. Barber-approved luxurious formulas will make your hair and beard soft, shiny, and nourished. Suitable for all hair and beard types. You gotta have the game if you want to get the work. Boss up, Rich by Rick Ross. Yeah. What's up, guys? We out here right now. Y'all already know. We in West Hollywood. Right now. And we got a special guest here. You know, we got a special guest. I had to hit him up in the DMs. I was like, yo, I gotta get this guy. I know he live out here in LA. I feel like, yo, he's iconic. You feel me? And I haven't been seeing a lot, but now once even just searching and doing I was like, wait. Today he got something big already coming out, right?
Yeah.
So let me say, we got a special guest, comedian, actor, producer, screenwriter, been in the game about 23 years.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. Yep.
Yeah, you feel me? Guess how old I am?
23?
23, bro.
There it is.
You feel me?
There it is.
Yo, it's crazy. You feel me? Well, you know, you look younger than me. I got the bald head, all that. You feel me? Like, yo, but we got Brian Hooks. You feel me? Yeah.
Yo, what's good, folks?
We got Brian Hooks from 3 Strikes. You know, welcome to the Alpha Podcast.
Yo, man, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me, boss.
Yo, I want to say before we start, I know. Do you get a lot of people asking you, or when they see you, they be like, "Oh, that's the guy from 3 Strikes right there."
Yeah, that's all day, every day.
That's
man.
every day.
All day, every day, man. No matter where you at, church. A picnic, anywhere, man. Anywhere in the world, man. That 3 Strikes, man, went a long way, man. It's still going.
Dang, and how long has it been since the movie came out?
Dang, man, it's I don't even know. It's a minute. It's been I think it's probably close to almost 20 years now.
20 years.
Something like that. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, somewhere like 15 to 18 years, but they talking about doing a part 2. So
yeah, I was just about to ask you because I heard you talking about the part 2 of it.
Yeah, I'm telling them I've been trying to Benjamin Button and hold on. So
right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I can even run in 3 Strikes part 2. So that's happening now.
Have they started filming yet?
Or they haven't started filming. It's still getting all the particulars down and working on the script.
Definitely.
Which I'm going to be doing with DJ Pooh. And
okay.
So it's in motion, man. Rob is getting paroled in 2020.
Wow. Yeah. I know, you feel me? We waiting for Rob to come back. We waiting for Rob to come back.
Yeah.
You know, cuz I'm not when I was interested, I was telling my boss, I was like, "Oh, yo, we got Brian Hooks." He was like, "Brian Hooks?" You feel me? So I had showed him the picture. He was like, 3 Strikes?
Yeah.
3 Strikes. You see when he seen you outside. You feel me? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, when I was young, I remember you mostly from Soul Plane.
Soul Plane
was the. I was like, oh,
yeah. We had fun on that one, man, and everybody was in it, man. Yeah. That's when you go back and look at Soul Plane, you see folks that you ain't even know was in it, but like all of us was in it.
And then you see where they at today.
Everybody doing like, great. Yep.
Wow, you feel me?
Yeah.
Do you still even speak to Kevin Hart and them?
Me and everybody, I'm cool with everybody, man.
Oh,
me and Kevin
that's good.
Cool. Everybody's cool, man. Yeah, but you know Kevin, he orbit now. So
yeah,
he's so busy. You know what I mean?
Word.
He's so busy. Yeah.
He also got Heart Productions out here too,
Heartbeat
right?
Productions, man. So he's doing his own thing, making movies, TV, the whole nine. Like Kevin caught the wave and he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Right,
you know what I mean? He took advantage. He maximized everything, man. And that should be a model for everybody getting down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, we hit that wave and they doing this and they focused on the wrong things and that wave come and go.
That's
you know what I'm saying? But not Kevin. He rode that wave.
Like,
exactly.
Like people was in tune for a second. They wondering what's the next thing you doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yo, okay, so one thing we got to talk about today also is like the premiere. I seen you at the premiere of the TV show on Netflix, Family Reunion.
Yes.
Yeah, you was out there. I seen you with Tia.
Yeah.
And Loretta.
The show is amazing, man. It dropped today. I'm actually I don't know if I'm so they did 2 seasons.
Okay.
And so my character comes into the storyline in the 2nd season, but this show with Tia Mowry, it's Loretta Devine.
Yeah.
Everybody is in it, and it's Meg DeLoach who created the Eve show. that I starred in, also created this show.
Oh, wow.
And when I tell you that they knocked it out the park, it is, and that's not just me being a part of it and being, and how much I love Meg, but she's just incredibly intelligent and creative. She has a dope team of writers behind her, Anthony Hill, and they really put their foot in this show, man. And I just finished watching, I think, like the first 2 or 3 episodes. And it holds up to the fire, man. We had the screening, and usually at the screening you don't get like real laughs,
right?
Because you made the show, so you know what it is. But like people was grabbing their stomach, man. We was over at Netflix eating popcorn, drinking soda, and cracking up, man. The show is dope. It's out right now on Netflix. And people are enjoying it. So far, so good.
Cause I see it's about a black family.
Yes.
African American family.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you: do you see some of the similarities between that family and your own? How
Absolutely.
you raise your kids, or
absolutely.
How you was raised?
And that's what makes the show dope, because they made it so relevant. Relevant. I mean, because what happens in the show is you have this athlete who moved away from Georgia, and now they're in Columbus, so they're not even in Atlanta or something like that. So they in you know what I mean, a smaller town. Moved away to Seattle, played ball, all that, and so he had kids, had a family. So he bring his kids back to the South, and it's a culture shock for him because they used to the city life, and now they in the middle of the country.
You coming from New York City, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so they dealing with that, and you see them now. They end up staying with his parents for a minute till they get back, you know what I mean, settled and find a place. So you have that old parenting mixed with that new parenting. And so you do see the similarities of what's going on today and what they dealt with back in the day, and you mesh that. And I think that's what makes the show dope. You're not looking at it like, oh, yeah, okay. You looking at it like, that's what my brother did. That's what my mama did.
I remember my mom whipped my ass like that.
And so all of that is in the show. And so it's hella relatable, man. And it's definitely on point with all the stuff. Like if you parenting, or if you got a brother, you got a sister, or you down south, or you move from the city to country, you can relate to everything that's going on, man. It's dope.
Dang. So I know, tell us a little bit how you was raised.
Man, I grew up out here, but I was in Bakersfield. Bakersfield is just a small country town in the middle of California.
Oh, okay.
So like cows, cotton, grape fields, you know what I'm saying? And so I was raised like, when I was coming up, you can ride your bike around to, you know what I mean? And there wasn't no phones or nothing. You gone and you just come home before the street lights come on. So it was different times. Like I can't let my kids ride around the corner. You know what I mean? I might have to kill somebody.
It's crazy out there. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's much different. So it was very much, even though we're in California, growing up in Bakersfield is a very country experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, we come to there, we got whoopings. You know what I mean? We got much whoopings. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Like,
even in 19.
Oh, so you must have caught the tail end. Now you can't really whoop them no more.
I'm a little older, so she be like, I'm not even gonna beat you right now. But if you know me, stop playing.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? You couldn't call nobody. I'm calling 911. 911 be like, what the hell your ass do? You know what I mean? Like hang up in your face. So it wasn't no escape. Anybody could whoop your ass if you was showing out. So. I grew up very, very country, strict. Very old school. My parents were strict. They didn't play, but it wasn't overbearing. You know what I mean? They gave us a nice size leash, but you know what I mean? They tighten it up. You know what I mean? You step out of line. So.
And how many of y'all? It was just
it's 3 of us. My older
kids,
brother, younger sister. You know what I mean? So it was enough for us to fight. With each other, but a few enough so we got the attention we needed.
My mom and dad had like 5 kids. So
so it was
I was the bad one, always bothering them. You feel me? Bothering my little brother, everything like that.
You the middle child. Okay.
So getting whippings after that, like again, I don't feel like, you know what I mean? So I can even relate, you know what I mean? So I want to take it back to your first main role. Was it Fat Beach?
Fat Beach, y'all.
1996, right when I was born.
Beach. Word. Oh, right when I was that's born. Crazy, man. That's crazy.
1996 June. So how was it, Fat Beach? how did you even land your first role?
Fat Beach was crazy, man, because I was that's when I was just starting. I was in school over at Cal State Northridge.
Yeah.
And they had this thing called the Drama Log, which was a paper you can get at like 7-Eleven. Now it's Backstage West, they call it. And they list these independent productions to where you could submit yourself for.
Okay, yeah.
And so I submitted myself. And they called me in the audition. And like 7 auditions later, they kept calling me back. But I didn't mind. I was young and raw, so I was with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like on maybe like that 7th one, man, they gave me the role. And the director and writer of that was Doug Ellen, who did Entourage, the show Entourage. And so from there, man, it was on. And then Jermaine Huggy Hodgson stayed cast as well, which was in Juice and Lean on Me and all those shows.
Yeah.
And I was still in school, in college at the time, man. So
I think what college you went to?
I was at Cal State Northridge. In the Valley here in Los Angeles.
So did you take time off for college?
I had to take time off, man, because after we shot that, you know, things just started popping. Things started popping, man. But, you know, like I say, I went and grinded it out, got the role. And next thing I know, we was on the beach. And, you know, doing
with all these beautiful women.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I wanted to ask also, because watching the film, you know, you had like a lot of Caucasian women in there too.
Yeah.
Did they have a lot of the black women too they had a mixture of both?
They did. Well, you got to understand, it was, you know, they was trying to mix it up and make it mainstream as possible. Although, you know, the 2 main characters, myself and Huggy, were black. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be a hip hop beach movie, and but they was definitely trying to mix the flavors, so it'd be a little bit of everything there, whatever you like. You know what I mean? You like
you see
the
they more
chocolate one,
lenient
come
right
get that.
now.
You like the white one, come get that. You like the light skin, come get that. What you want? 31 flavors.
31 flavors. From all across the board.
All across
a little
the
bit.
board, man.
Dang. So I went, you know, I remember my pops bringing a lot of those movies home, a lot of your independent films.
Word.
You feel me? He had a membership with Blockbuster.
Yeah. That was
so
a
he
joint.
was bringing a lot of those DVDs home. They called you the DVD king.
King of DVD.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know,
and when I popped, man, it was at a time when, like, you know, entrepreneurship and making your own films, that wasn't popular. That wasn't cool. It was just like, you know, you was doing it with the studios, or what were you doing? And so we found a niche to where we could make our own films and not have to wait on nobody.
Right.
And we were doing well because what we did is we found these mid-level distributors, these, you know, smaller distributors who had seen the numbers from Fat Beach go through the roof. And so we made a movie called Q, which was like $15,000 we spent on it. And we sold it, and it was horrible. But it was 90 minutes, and it was funny.
It was funny, yeah.
And so we gave it to Xenon, and that joint made $800,000. And so they was like, yo, what else y'all want to do? And he was like, well, let me see what else we want to do. And for there, we found that we can reach out to these mid-level distributors and be able to, you know, sort of paint our own path and build a foundation of making these smaller independent films that was going straight to DVD. And it was before that was popular. But what happened was we started making a ton of money. Right. And so when we did one called Nothing to Lose, that really changed the game. It was a romantic comedy. And we did it for $100,000, and it had made like $4.2 million when they stopped reporting how much it was making.
Damn.
When the snake stopped reporting. And so it really, and I think even from those films that we were doing, were making so much money, the studios started like, And what they would do, that's when you started to see movies that opened up in the theaters. They were doing part 2, and it was going straight to DVD.
Right.
We started that because they figured out, like, wow, no overhead, you go straight to DVD and kill it. And so we were making so much money, and that's when all my peers, you know what I mean, was just like, wow. And so they all one-on-one was like, how are you doing this? How can we do this? What do we have to do? You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I would give them the game, and then, you know, at a certain point the market got flooded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You've seen a lot of them coming out.
Yeah, and then you would just see, like, you know, Eddie Murphy on the box, and then you get the DVD home and be somebody shitting on the toilet for 90 minutes. You like, hey, Eddie Murphy ain't in there. So it was like, no. So that sort of messed up a whole game, and then Netflix came, and so the business model changed, man. But we were making a killing, to sort of dictating our own destiny, man, independence and making our own film.
Was it easier to get roles? Was it easier?
Well, I was, we was writing and financing them and producing them from start to finish. So we was our own boss. We wasn't waiting for nobody to greenlight nothing. We was greenlighting ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you had a lot of the Caucasian people on television and everything like that, and we kind of had to find a way to see our own. We had to buy those DVDs. You feel me?
So what would happen was people would go to Blockbusters and get the latest, Jurassic Park or whatever it is, but they'd be like, oh yeah, let me get that Brian Huss joint too. He's doing a fool with these, man. There's always a lot of holes in it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? And with that, it was killing it. I remember one time we were on a set of Soul Plane, and D.L. Hewley was talking to me, and he was like, come here, man, let me tell you something. And he had met, it was at the time where Walmart had wanted to start making films. And they sat down with him, and he was like, they were like, yo, we want to do these films, man, but we want to make it with, with like big names and people who are huge stars and can drive, the revenue. And so DL said, I started naming all these like A-list, huge people, and they're like, eh. And they're like, eh. And he was like, so what are y'all looking to? He's like, people like Brian Hooks.
Right.
And DL say, that threw me because, I fool with you. I love you, but I'm thinking they thinking huge, but the number and revenue that my DVDs had done in the Walmarts was ridiculous. Right. So they knew that firsthand. You know what I mean? So it was a testament to how those films, those independent films, were making weight to where folks was like, yo, this dude's the king of DVD. Because we was just blessed, man, to just find our niche. You know what I'm saying? And so when you see me, people like, if you're business minded, you get it. If you're not, like a lot of people just want their face on the poster and a lot of people to see them and have no money, and they're fine with that. So for me, you know what I mean? My films come out and, they might make, 3 out of 10 instead of what a studio make 9 out of 10, but that 3 I get all of. Right. And I own it. And so that's the difference. So it's like if you're really trying to build a business and a foundation, or are you just looking to dance? Yeah. You know what I mean? Whatever you're looking to do is cool, but for me it was important that, you know what I mean, I was creating a foundation and something to where I can control my own destiny.
Right. And do you find it better independent than even being with a conglomerate, like, you feel me?
I think it's pros and cons to both. I think it just all depends on the individual and what your end game and end goal is. I mean, for me, it was extremely important. Like, I'm a businessman, so it was important that I was controlling that and doing my own thing. But at the same time, I always had an agenda planned out for what I was going to do. But when Fool's Gold called, I'd jump out and do the studio movie, and then I get right back on my horse. You know what I mean? And then when the Eve show called, I'd jump out and do the Eve show, then get right back on my horse. So it's room for both. But what I will say, you definitely can't just be sitting around waiting for somebody to pick you. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna pick you. And you gotta pick yourself.
People,
you know what I'm saying?
They be sitting in the those places waiting for. Oh, I didn't get this role. Yeah. Okay, let me try another bit. You feel me?
Nah, you gotta be building your own. Yeah, and so you always have to be working towards that. If you get a job in the interim with the studio, definitely go do that. But always be grinding and building towards creating your own thing.
I know a lot of people miss roles like Rob from Three Strikes or Nick from Eve, you know what I mean? And what Soul Plane wise, DJ, so I was wondering, which one is your favorite? What was your favorite role to play?
My favorite, man. Yeah. I would say the favorite, man, was the Eve show. I loved them all. They were all different journeys, but with the Eve show, every week was such a different adventure.
Yeah.
And they had my voice down. My man Anthony Hill in the writer's room had my voice down so cold that I would read the stuff laughing because I knew I was going to kill it. You know what I mean? So when I'm doing naked karate in the living room,
I remember
you know what I mean? And all that stuff, man, it was just so
when
fun and so loose. Yeah, man. Yeah, so but I mean they all was a journey, like High School High with Mekhi Phifer and Melinda Williams and all those cats. That was dope too because, you know, it was like we were all young, dumb, and having fun. You know what I'm saying?
You was really having fun on set. Some people going up there seeing it like a job. Like, I'm just coming to do this, and then I'm heading back to my trailer. You was really you had like a family unit type thing. Right?
And that's what made Eve so dope because a lot of those shows, it'd be so much bickering and he don't get along with her and jealousy and ego, but not with us. Like we would work a 12-hour day and then go hang out for like 4-5 more hours, you know what I mean, at the club or go eat. So we were really close.
I always heard you and Eve was together at one point, you know?
Together how?
Like y'all messed up. No, I'm kidding with you. I'm playing with you.
You see how they say
so, right?
Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, that's my sis.
I see her with the billionaire dude now.
She with the billionaire now.
Do y'all still have a connection?
We do. Okay, we was actually, they was talking about rebooting Eve.
Oh, that would be dope.
She got married to dude, and then she just started doing what she wanted to, walking around slapping people with no recourse. You know what I'm saying? So she chilling, man. Yeah, she did that. She did that.
What about a lot of the other people on
Natalie? That's my folks. You know what I mean? Nat with her crazy.
You be seeing them out here even in LA?
Nat, well, I hit up Nat every now and then. We'll get together and go get something to eat.
Okay,
Sean, I seen Sean, the white dude. It was a little while ago. Jason, George, running Jason, and me and Allie, we always been really close. So
right.
We get on the phone every so now and then, and I see her, but they all good folks, man. We was really cool, you know what I mean? So we still cool.
Wow, see, that's what I like. You need that bondage. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like what my mentor say. He say, you feel me? Build relationships instead of just networking. You know what I mean? So you definitely. Do you be doing comedy clubs? Do you still be in the comedy clubs?
You know, well, a lot of people thought I started off doing comedy, but that wasn't the case. I've been doing comedy. It's been like 4 years now. I've been grinding it out. And then on the past year, I've been on the road. So with my reintroduction tour. And so I've been headlining at the Funny Bones and Improvs across the country. And so it's something that everybody, all my peers have been pushing me to get into. And so, but I wanted to do it right. So I took these past years to really start to build the set and get comfortable on stage so that, you know what I mean? Like, and so now I'm just out there, you know, just
gain some material a little bit.
So now it's happening, and it's a tour happening, and I think I'm in Houston next, and then up in the Bay. Me and DC Curry did Sacramento like a couple of weekends ago, so I'm out there on the stage and killing it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So do you include your kids and stuff inside of some of your jokes?
Yeah, hell yeah. 'Cause all my stuff is like, it's real. It's about me. Like, it's not like, man, I walked on the grass and I slipped and I fell in the dog doo-doo. Like, I don't say monkey shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about real stuff. Like, my kids, you know, my goddamn nerves. You know what I'm saying? So like, so it's all real. I talk about, you know what I mean, my divorce, my kids. It's all me. It's all me. So, and I think that comes through when I'm on stage, and I'm a storyteller. Right. You know what I mean? So, if you ever catch me, I think it's enjoyable.
Definitely. When you come to New York, me and my girl, we gotta go over there to even see you. You know what I mean?
I think I'm doing Caroline's towards the end of the summer or something like that.
Okay.
Beginning of the fall. So yeah.
I'm gonna be with it. I'm looking out for it. I want to ask. You feel me? With comedy, do you see a different age of when you used to do it before and now, like just how it is now, you know, the politics of it and everything?
Yeah, I think it's much different, man. Like back in the day, you could say anything.
Right.
You could say anything. Then nobody cared who was at the end of the joke being offended.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it didn't, there was no censor.
And it was all of y'all. Y'all you feel me?
Yeah, now you sneeze on stage and don't say excuse me. Like, motherfucker, you have, sneeze enthusiasts outside the club. Like,
that's a fact. You feel me? They trying to penalize you for just your jokes. You feel me? But you pay me to say jokes.
Right. And so I think when you step into that form, you got to allow a comic to, you have the right to not support and not like it, but you got to let that man say what he say. You know what I mean? Like, people are so sensitive, but I think if you look at comedy and jokes, someone's always the butt of the joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're looking at who out in the audience.
Be if it's self-inflicted, you're talking about yourself and your own shortcomings, or you talking about women or fat people, skinny people, black people, white people. There's always somebody's the butt of the joke. Mm-hmm. So when it get to you, you can't be like laughing all day and then they say, "Oh, fat people stink." You like, "Hey," you know what I mean? Because you fat.
You feel me?
Can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep laughing.
You think people is different? Is the people that's different, or just like?
I think it's just this new state of being, you know what I mean, to where people are just ultra sensitive. You know what I mean? They're not getting whoopings no more. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's getting whoopings. So like, you know what I mean? How do you parent a kid that like you can't whoop? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, time out. Get to the corner. Like, that don't do shit. If I can't whoop you, if I can't whoop you, there's a mean to like, there's really no, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it starts with stuff like that. It's just, it's just a new time, man. You got to whoop your kids, and you got to whoop their ass. Yeah. If they need it.
Now I know you had a connection with John Singleton.
Yes.
You see now like he has passed away. How did that affect you?
It was tough, man, because I never got to work with John, but I knew him and knew him well and knew his work. And it was one of those things to where he was one of the OGs. Right. So,
starting off with the independent and everything like that too.
So as an actor, you always ultimately, one of your goals is to work with him and do something with him. You know what I mean? And so you assume that there's always time. Yeah. But you just never know. And for him to pass, like, we didn't know, at least I didn't know publicly of him, battling anything. Right. I think for the most of the world, it seemed so abrupt that it was just kind of, it just set you back and remind you that life is short, man. Yeah. But he was an icon, man. And he was somebody, you know what I mean, that, represented black filmmaking. Yeah. Like, you couldn't mention black filmmaking or the history of black filmmaking without mentioning John Singleton. So to lose him at such a young age, it's just kind of devastating,
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite film of his?
Man. Boys in the Hood was dope, but Higher Learning, man, I really like Higher Learning, man, a lot, man. So Higher Learning for me was probably my favorite, you know what I mean?
Me personally, I would say Baby Boy.
Oh, Baby Boy too.
You know what I mean? That was
that was just like a hood love story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if there was a love story in the hood, that's what it was. Yeah, that was
you know
dope.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted to also ask you. Feel me? You talked about your divorce. You also, I heard you was also making a book.
Yeah.
Did you already write the book, or what's going on? No,
it's in the process, and the book is how to get divorced.
Yeah.
and then it's basically my expertise comes from making all the mistakes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the book is called How to Get Divorced, but if you follow the shit I did, you definitely will be headed to divorce.
Right.
But if you can learn from my mistakes, you can avoid that pitfall. So that's sort of what the book is around about. But it's how to get divorced. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm young. I'm 23. You know what I mean? I'm in a relationship right now.
Don't get married.
Don't get married.
Nah, man. For what?
That's the advice.
Yeah. Stop playing.
I actually want to ask you. I was like, yo, do you have any advice for the younger generation coming into like marriage? Because a lot of us, we not even used to marriage and seeing how it is and everything like that. You feel me? People don't even stay together for even 2 weeks, let alone a whole 50 years, 30 years down the line.
God didn't even get married.
God didn't even get
God not married, nigga. Like God not married, bro.
Right. So is that's what you
God not married, bro. Like,
so do you promote
listen. If we to follow God, and I'm a believer in God.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it. What we doing? Like his son.
Yeah.
His son's single.
Because
all the disciples, they up there, get it, turning up. None of them married. The only one who did it was Adam. And he got in all kind of shit running around behind Eve. Man, he's stealing fruit off trees. Like,
yeah. So do you believe in monogamy?
I believe, yeah, man. Like, you don't have to be, marriage, you can still be in a monogamous relationship and not be married. I think on some real stuff, like that's nothing that should be even discussed before you 35.
Right.
That's more something you should do when you 40. Like, because at 20, you don't even know who you is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It was like
I'm still learning. Myself.
2 years ago, he was eating pork ribs and chitlins.
Yeah.
And now nigga like, yo, let me get a Beyond Burger. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 years later, so now you vegan. You know what I'm saying? Like so the evolution from 20 to 30, like you don't even eat meat no more. This nigga love ribs, so y'all not compatible. You know what I'm saying? Like along with a host of other things.
Yeah.
The same person you are at 20, you're not at 30. The same person you are at 30, you're not at 40. So when you get married to your girlfriend at 20, at 40, like you don't even like that nigga. Like y'all don't have nothing. Y'all don't have nothing in common. You like, who is you? You know what I mean? Like, it's a natural evolution.
I'm Muslim, actually. You feel me? So we promoted to get married young. You know what I mean? Find your wife. You feel me? That's a part
most
of
cultures do.
Yeah,
most
you know
cultures do. But look at the divorce rate. It's because at a young age, you don't even know who you is.
Right.
So while we compatible now, again, at 30, we done grew, and we done grew positively.
Yeah.
But guess what? You ain't really my type no more.
That's why they tell you can have 3 wives. You feel me?
Well, then there you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Then that ain't no problem. If you can have 3, then you can do that at 20.
Treat them equally. You know what I mean?
So yeah, man. So you a different person, man. So you setting yourself up, in my opinion, to get married young because you still evolving. Both of you guys.
Right,
I say, so at 30, it's highly likely that y'all not gonna share any of the same interests.
Yeah. And when did you get married?
I got married at like 32, I think.
32.
Yeah, and we were together for most of since high school. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so we got
it's through the career and everything.
Yeah.
You was experiencing the women.
Yeah. I like to experience the women. You saw my movies, bro. Stop playing.
You feel me? For real, you know what I mean?
So like, you know what I mean? We got married, you know what I mean? And we had grown apart, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing bad that was happening, but we just wasn't the same person who we were in high school. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
We had 3 beautiful children. That's great. You know what I mean? But we're just different people at this point. You know what I mean? And then you start trying to hold on because you think you should, and then you holding on about all the memories, but really y'all incompatible. You know what I'm saying? Not compatible. You know what I mean? So ultimately it didn't work.
But they say the opposite attracts sometimes. You know what I mean?
Cool. So yeah, that's cool. But that's very true. But what I'm saying to you is you don't know who you know what I mean? And you don't know she. Like, everybody is still growing. And at 20, we feel like, we got to figure it out. But you don't. You're going to be different. Whole lot, like I said, some niggas right now used to eat ribs. And now them niggas eat Beyond Burgers. Right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean,
vegan
that's a
now.
smart thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? You knew a girl, she was a virgin, and then 4 years later, like, she ran through everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm seeing people, I'm like, oh, she got a baby now? Damn.
Exactly. Like, yeah, man. You know what I mean? So people evolve, bro.
Right.
If people evolve, some homies are like, that's my man, and now like he like boys. Yeah. You feel me? Right. So he evolved. Like, that's right. He don't even like girls no more. Now he married. Now he gotta run around without nobody knowing. Nah, man, go do you.
Right. You can live your life. You know.
So
what I mean?
My point is, people evolve, man. Don't get married out.
Don't get married. For the advice for the listeners, don't get married.
Too young. Wait, man. Yeah. Me and the real y'all want to stay in a relationship, cool, but you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah, man.
Okay, guys. So we get into the next segment real quick. My next segment is
they getting spicy.
You know what I mean? section right now where we're gonna take it through a little bit of clips from your film.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Show.
So we're gonna see. I want to see a reaction and also tell us the background, just how that scene went. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Okay, let's go. Let's get into it.
Hey, this is my girl.
Captain.
Hey, well, I know you got stuff to do, dog, so we just gonna do our thing, man.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the way you doing that.
Look at that. See, all the ladies see me doing that, and then now you want me to be married? They want to see what that.
Have me right now.
Yo, nah, this scene.
Right now.
She attacked him.
Oh, yes. Oh, shit.
It's crazy.
That nigga dead. He dead.
Yeah.
Pants all on the ground. Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. That cause Samoa's fine as hell, man.
Oh, how was it filming with her?
Chocolate something fine. That's my man, her husband, my man.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just telling it like what everybody thinking. Like she is fine. She's still fine today. Like curvy, curvilicious.
Yup. I'll be seeing her.
Yeah, man. So that every day was heaven.
Mm-hmm. How was even working with Snoop?
Snoop was always dope, man.
Yeah.
That's my man. We about to do something else right now.
Yeah.
But Snoop was cool, you know what I mean? Let him get his medicine.
Get his
Good to go.
Was you taking a little bit of medicine too?
I don't smoke.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
smoke,
okay,
but
okay.
it's funny because all my movies is like weed anthems.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like I go everywhere like, nigga, I got something for you. I know you smoke. And I don't. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Niggas be so disappointed in me. like,
Dang.
like, man, I done got high for 3
He
strikes.
wasn't hotboxing you or nothing like that.
Now, if you in the room, you gonna
Yeah,
get the contact. Like you gonna get the contact. Like Snoop, let him know. I don't care if it's the Today Show, Good Morning America. Don't invite me if you got a problem with his cloud. But yeah, that was dope, man. It was so fun, man. And they built this big old plane on set, so like that was on a stage and it was huge.
Wow.
I was just having sex all movie, man. What you want me to say about that?
Okay, we about to get to the next one real quick. Fat Beach.
Fat Beach.
This is just the thing. So you was working with Coolio.
Coolio, yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
How was it working with Coolio?
It was dope, man, because that's when he was hot. He was coming off all those things, man. And I was young, man, so I was so ready, man. I was doing a fool in this morning, man. I showed up every day waiting to go, man, and it was just I was just sprung into like it wasn't a lot of little stuff. Like this was like my first big joint, and it came relatively quick. And it was like it sort of springboarded my career and all the independentness and all that good stuff, man. But it was so much fun. Like we was on the beach every day, just chilling with a bunch of women around us.
Women
and
around.
Coolio
And then they
like
want
that
you to
cloud
stay
with
married.
it too. Yeah.
How could you be married?
Right. I was trying to find myself, man.
Facts.
On the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Coolio was hella cool. I remember one day we was shooting we were on the beach and he was much like Snoop. He kept a cloud around him too, man.
Yeah.
He kept a cloud around him too, man. So it was good times. That was the first time we went and promoted the movie in New York.
Wow.
I think that was the first time I got to fly first class, man.
Wow, you see
I was
that?
living the life, man. I was living the life. It was dope.
Moving
bro.
the fast life.
Living the fast life. Titties and ass at work every day, bro.
Wow. Okay, we gotta move on to the next one.
Hey, Nick. Boy, Cedric.
Holy cow! Cedric the Entertainer's in my living room.
What's going on, man?
Did I just say holy cow, man? 'Cause normally I'm not that corny.
He said,
You're one
yo.
of the kings of comedy, man. I got Barbershop on DVD. You want to see?
Hey, man, that's okay. I know how it ends. Hey, man, enough with the star treatment, all right? You know, I'm just ordinary people. I'm just a regular man that 2 presidents have called a national treasure. Come on, Nick, man. Stop acting like a groupie. Yo, will you sign my gas bill?
take off the shirt.
When you sign my chest.
Grown ass man.
Grown ass man, dog.
Was this improv? Did you improv a lot of stuff?
No, man. They used to write that, man. He was on point, man. Meg DeLoach and Anthony Hill, they was on point. And that we had so many dope cameos or guest stars on there. You know what I mean? Biz Marquis, Said the Entertainer. You know what I mean? Like so many folks came through. Sofia Vergara. Yeah, we just had a lot of people come through, man, on the show. It was fun as hell, man.
I bet. You feel me? Just also, we got another one. You feel me? I ain't even gonna say it. DMX.
Yeah.
DMX.
Yeah.
That's cool, you know. I can take it. I'm hard.
That's your favorite. Oh yeah, this tattoo is make me laugh. Bro.
I didn't touch you yet. I had an itch. Don't embarrass me. I'm cool. Bring it on. Yo, your man's a punk. No. Ow. Get this bitch out of here.
Yeah, this will work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, that's one of my favorite scenes of all time on the E show, man. That was so much fun. That make me laugh. That's me in real. I don't like no pain. Don't pinch me. Don't tickle me too hard. None of that, man.
Yo.
None of that. I don't want to slap box, spray box. None of that, dog. And DMX was DMX.
Damn,
I was really scared. Like
when
he was cool, but DMX just it's good, it's good. Like I didn't know what that nigga was saying. I was scared to tell him. I didn't know what he was saying.
He's looking at you.
Yeah, like it was easy to get into character. I was really trying to get the hell out of there.
Wow.
But he was real cool though. It was like 50 niggas on the set, bro.
Yeah,
man.
Whole Rough Rider with him.
All the Rough Riders, the Smooth Riders, the Easy Riders, everybody, all kind of riders in the building. But that was hella fun, man.
DMX, man. So you see where DMX at right now? You see him. He I think he just came out of jail now. He's doing a lot. I love DMX. Every time I see like even like his shows and stuff, he's an artist that. He know how to perform.
That energy, yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
Have you ever been to a DMX performance?
I haven't been to a performance before, you know what I mean? But that just goes to show even through, you know what I mean, the shows that you see, that you watch, you still feel that energy. I was watching something where he just randomly hopped on stage. I think it was in New York. He hopped on the speaker, and it was just like, you know what I mean? You in your room, like, you know what I'm saying?
Feeling it, how you felt like when you first heard it.
Through the phone, like, damn, like he's still killing it. Like to where I had to look, I was like, is this some old joint? And like, nah, that was new. Yeah, so he gets down, man. But his music, man, make you slap somebody. Like in a way, like you get so riled up. You mess around and get your ass whooped. Listening to DMX because you don't fear nothing. That's like, yo, I go whoop somebody's ass, you know.
So, when you was going to parties, you feel me? How was it? When they played that DMX thing? Was they going crazy?
Through the roof. Come on, man.
Jumping crazy.
Yeah. What a hood. You be in a room full of white people, no hood, no nearby. They what a hood. Like,
the white boys going
right. They swear they grew up in Watts. You know what I'm saying? That was just DMX and his energy, man. It's crazy.
Okay, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Take these marbles right here, Weeple. Get back with your side hitting out with the gypsiness. And I might have a job for you.
Oh, no, man. I ain't fucking around.
No. That's another job. Get back, get your side hop. I'm flying straight now.
Okay, cool, big homie.
All right, Weeple. One.
Shit, hey. Can I roll with you?
Get back with me. Later on, we're going to get our chance to roll. Right now, I got this cool little breezy Coke bottle shake waiting for your sahab at the coffee table.
All right, man.
All right?
I'll just get back with you later on.
That's what he said.
Like
it's your idea. Like, I'll get back with you later. Yeah, that's what he said. That's my real brother right there, man.
Wow.
I talked to 40 the other day. Yeah, we close, man. Like, the Bay Area is like second home for me, man.
Wow.
And so we stay close, and we always, figuring out what we want to do next. You know what I mean? So that's like my real homie, the Bay Area. That's all love, man. You know what I mean? I got a lot of family up there. I spent a lot of time up there. So, E40 is my man. Even before I met him, like, that was my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to meet him and to work with him, and then we jail just like that. We just click and stay cool was just like, whoa. And like, even today, man, that's still my man.
I remember that scene where I guess the police was coming in 3 strikes, and you in the 3 strikes when the police was coming, you hid right behind him like that.
Yeah.
For you to even be put in that position where he could hide you like that. That was that. I was a joke.
And we
bro.
came up with that on the set too. He was like,
so
yo,
some
we
improv
probably,
a little bit.
a lot of improv at 3 strikes.
Wow.
Like, yo, this is really disappeared behind it.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we get into the next segment. You from my last segment before we close out is, oh yeah, you stupid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you stupid. So it's certain things that people do that you be like, oh yeah, you stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have this picture right here that was funny to me that I was like, I gotta use this for this segment right here. You know what I mean? Okay, real quick. You ready now?
Oh yeah, you stupid.
You feel me? You think you can handle, shorty?
Hey,
Yo.
She didn't want to get off either,
She
man.
didn't want to get.
It took me about 20 minutes to get her up, man. She kept on messing up the scene on purpose.
Wow.
She was hoping something accidentally slide in, man.
Yo, she's jokes. I know she even on the
hilarious.
Breakfast Club when I see she a real freak right there. You feel me?
She is. She's
She's
hilarious
jokes
too.
all the way.
She great people, man. She great people. You can't look at them thighs. You can't handle that though, man. You too young.
You
for
feel
that.
me? I'm too skinny for that. You know what I mean? I don't know. How was it working with? How was it?
Great.
It was great.
Nell is naturally funny, bro.
Uh-huh.
She's a fool in real life.
Yeah.
She's hilarious. It was great working with her. I'm looking forward. I think we're gonna do something again. Yeah, but she's great, man. She's great. Yeah.
So, I want to ask, do you think you can handle a girl like that,
man,
if in real life, or have you?
Man, listen, man. I like them thick-alicious. Dunkin'
Yeah.
Hines. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Thick-tastic.
Yeah.
Thick-adocious.
You feel me?
Nah, I ain't scared of that, man. Lunel don't want to see this.
Yo, I
Lunel
remember.
don't want to see this.
I had this uncle that just came from Africa at one point, right? So he had like a thick girl, just like Linell. You know, what I mean, she was thick. So he was like, oh, he would go to her house. I think he was just using her for money. That was like the sugar mama. You know what I mean? He go to her house and everything like that, and she'd be like, come on. He'd be spending the night. You feel me? Just you know. He know he gonna get money in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, she would be like, come sleep in the bed. He was like, the bed is not big enough for us, please. The bed is not big enough. So he be sleeping on the floor and everything. She come lay down there with him trying to get some. He be like, oh, I'm not ready today. Probably next week. You feel me? So it was, that just reminded me of that. Just how it is right there. You know what I mean? So wow.
I think that's my most liked picture on Instagram ever. People love that, man.
Wow. Yo, this is the Alpha Podcast. Yo, Brian, I want to thank you for coming on the show. This is the Alpha Podcast.
Thank you for having me, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
If y'all not tuned in, please tune in to Family Reunion. Comes out today. Comes out
Netflix.
Today on Netflix. Definitely tune in. We got Brian Hooks in there. Also, tell us a little bit. Do you got anything you working on?
The reintroduction tour will be in the city near you, headlining with the stand up with the comedy. I'm writing something for Snoop and Epps right now. Okay, it's gonna be a banger. We're gonna be shooting that this year, so I'm finishing up the script, and then I have a romantic comedy ensemble piece. That I'm doing, that I wrote and I'm directing and starring in as well with a bunch of faces that you'll realize.
Is it comedy too, or
it's a romantic comedy?
Okay,
So it's dope. It's dope.
Do you ever? Quick question before we close out. I just want to know: How is it when you do like? Do you ever do like serious roles, like not only in comedy but serious roles? And which one do you like more? Would you?
I love drama a lot. I like
love
comedy, man, but I love drama. Like if I had to choose one, I don't know, man, because I really like doing drama.
Yeah.
Like I played young Danny Glover in Beloved with Oprah Winfrey and Danny Glover back in the day. And I have this joint out now. It was on Netflix. Now it's on Crackle.com called. That I did with Vin Diesel called The Ropes. And it was produced by Vin Diesel.
Okay,
and it's like a year or so old now, but it's I guarantee, like if you watch that, you'll love it. You know what I mean?
Dang.
And we didn't end up doing season 2, 3, and 4 because politics got involved.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Understandable.
But it's a dope show, and it's about these. It's loosely based on his life of when Vin Diesel used to bounce in New York. So it's set in New York, and
wow. So you was filming in New York and everything. Oh, that's dope.
I played one of his best friends, who's just like this crazy like weed head who conspiracy
weed head.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And he used to bounce with them, and like Crackle.com, check that out. You will love it, man. So I love doing both, man.
Right. Okay. You feel me? Vin Diesel, that's a big name too. You feel me?
Yeah.
How was it working with him? He was dope. He's a jokester.
Vin was like it was like slow motion. Like he's so smooth and mellow.
Yeah.
That like, you know what I mean? It's always just, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just always.
But he would crack jokes with you and all.
Yeah. So it was great working with him, man. You know what I mean? It was great working with Vin. Great experience, superstar. You know what I mean? Loved it, man.
Wow. Okay. Yo, we want to thank Brian Hooks for coming on the show. You feel me? Yeah, we happy to have you on. Thank you so much for doing this for me, for real.
Yo, and
coming
thanks.
all the way from New York, you know, I was like, yo, I need
thanks.
him on here. I need him on. I'm out here in LA. I gotta get him. You know
Always,
what I mean?
man. I'm always about people grinding and independent, man. I love that, man. I always support that whenever I can. I appreciate you having me. Don't get married.
Okay.
Oh boy.
These are the lessons I got right now. You feel me? My shorty gonna be tight when she hear
I like
this.
this episode. I don't think you should put that up.
Yo, okay. Let's get it. Yeah.